Welcome to another episode of the Microwave Kicks. As we all know, Manchester United lost the Europa League to Tottenham. Tottenham winning their first major trophy in 17 years. What an amazing feat for Tottenham. It's such an amazing feat for Tottenham. I'm so happy for Tottenham. But still, let's talk all things Manchester United. Where has it all gone wrong for Manchester United? We're here to break down things on what really happened in the last 1 year for Manchester United, or 9 months. What really happened this season for Manchester United. In the next few minutes, we're also going to talk about transfers and the latest concerning Manchester United. If you're new to this channel, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and always share your thoughts in the comment. And don't forget to hit the like button. It helps push this channel forward. We're talking all things football in this channel. Now, Manchester United lost the Europa League to Tottenham. It's a very sad one for all Manchester United fans around the world. Manchester United have more fans around the world than Tottenham Hotspur. No disrespect to Tottenham, but it was a very fantastic feat for Tottenham winning the Europa League against all odds, even when majority of world population didn't really believe Tottenham would be able to win that, because Manchester United has been so confident. You know, these two teams has virtually sacrificed their season in the Premier League. They have not done well in the Premier League. One sits 16th, one sits 17th in the Premier League. And this is the only way for them to get back into the Champions League, or for them to get back playing European football. And it is evidence that one will lose and one will win. Majority of fans think Manchester United will win, but it is what it is for football. One side win, one side lose, and that is how it is. Manchester United appointed Ruben Amorim few months ago after the sack of Ten Hag. Ten Hag lost just 4 games or so in the Premier League, and they appointed Amorim to salvage the season for them. You know, they should have had a fresh start in the summer, but they still choose to give Ten Hag, you know, a prolonged contract. And Amorim came to see how things will actually go well, but he came with a different style of play. I wouldn't say his appointment was wrong. Fine, it's right, but the timing, it might be right, it might be wrong. And even they won the Europa League, we would say fine, the timing was right. At least there was a way they got back into Europe. But now, as everything has gone this way, people are not actually looking back on the appointment of Amorim. Some fans believe Amorim is the right man. Some fans believe he is not the right man. But quickly, I think the appointment of Amorim, to me, is not wrong. I feel a manager can be appointed anytime and do the right job. Now, the kind of players he have at his disposal, when you are being appointed at this time of the season, all right, you should know that you have to make use of what is available. And if you are trying to implement your ideas during the course of the season, you know quite all right that you might not get it right 100%. So what you needed to do at the time is to work with what you have, use the right formations of what you have, and see if you can salvage the season. Then you go proper into pre-season and implement your ideas properly, get the players you want properly. But Amorim could not do that. Even in January, he was not giving enough players. I know in January you can't get the best of the best players on the market, but he wasn't giving enough players to have implemented his idea. Manchester United have good players, no doubt, but still, are they the right players for the style? That is it. That is what we need to ask ourselves. But still, it was a very bad season overall for Manchester United. This is virtually the worst season of Manchester United history, and Manchester United as a whole, as a club, losing over 100 million, getting back into the Champions League, and reinvesting that into the squad. Now they have to like sell to buy. And you know how that is. You might not really sell players the value you should sell them for, because you are willing to change things. You are willing to buy new players. You are willing to restructure the team. You are willing to support the coach and everything. So right now, Manchester United are on the crossroads. So right now, they have to really struggle to make sure everything works out well for the team. What Manchester United just needs to do is to try as much as possible to sell deadwood players, buy players to support this coach. This coach needs support. This coach needs time. This coach needs to go into the market and see that, yes, this is the player I want. This is the player that will match my style. This is the player that will match what I'm trying to do in this club. And trust me, I feel it will work. Before Amorim came to Manchester United, clubs like Chelsea, clubs like, other clubs were looking at his direction. At the time, Liverpool were actually looking for him, looking at his direction. So Amorim is not a bad coach. We could see what he did at Sporting. He did so well in Sporting before Manchester United came calling. So I don't think the coach is the problem. Let's start from there. So I think the players, what he needs to do, implement his ideas in this preseason, work his way back up, because if you are below in the Premier League, to work your way back up takes time. It's not an easy fix. It's not a one-day fix. It's not a one-year fix. It takes time, but they have to at least qualify for Conference League, at least get back into European place, or probably win, the FA Cup to get back into Europa League. At least that would be a successful season for them, and finish at least top 10 or top 8. That would be a successful season for Manchester United going into next season. But I think the coach needs to be supported at every front. Every front, it needs to be supported. It's been a bad season. Nobody wants to reflect or look back at the season, but we have to look forward. Manchester United fans have to look forward to next season. Now, there's a report coming out today concerning Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, in his speech or in his words, he said, and I quote, that he is willing to stay unless the club wants him to go to reinvest the money in someone else. If it's fine, he understands. To me, I feel Bruno Fernandes deserves better. To me, I feel Bruno Fernandes, the load on his shoulder is too much in Manchester United. He's carrying so much load. If Bruno Fernandes doesn't come to the party, the team doesn't play. Yes, the team is built around him, but on the long run, there needs to be like 3 or 4 Bruno Fernandes in that Manchester United squad. What I mean is in terms of passion, in terms of confidence, in terms of leadership, in terms of affecting the game, in terms of stepping up when it matters most. You can't have just one Bruno Fernandes. How about if he's injured? Thank goodness Bruno Fernandes is never injured. But what about if he's not in the game? Like the Europa League final, when Bruno Fernandes was marked out of the game, he tried his possible best, but he was not able to affect the game because Tottenham came with a game plan to silence Bruno Fernandes, because they knew if they could silence Bruno Fernandes, they could silence the whole Manchester United squad. So Bruno Fernandes is already attracting interest from Hilal. That's a big money move. But he wants to stay. And to him, he says, if the club, Manchester United, wants me to go, then I will leave. But if they want me to stay, then I will stay. I think they should keep him for the rebuilding. But if it's his own personal interest, I think he has to leave. If there's a big club that comes calling right now that wins trophy week in, week out, then he can go and win trophy. But trust me, I think he should stay, rebuild with the team, become a legend in the club. But to me, I feel it's so sad not seeing him win major trophy. If you watch his trophy cabinet in Manchester United, he has 2 trophies to his name, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. I think he's not befitting the player like Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League right now. So I think he deserves better. Another interesting news about Manchester United is Matheus Cunha is almost done. It's almost a done deal. He would be signed from Wolves. He's a very fantastic player and he has the leadership quality of Bruno Fernandes. He has the eye for goal, but it's also a risky move because this is the same player that didn't perform so well in Atletico Madrid, but he has come to the Premier League and smashed it in Wolves. So I think it's going to be a good move for him if he comes to Manchester United. I think the team needs leadership qualities. The team needs players that can affect the game, like I said earlier. The team needs players that are willing to play and are willing to do well for the team, that are willing to give their all, physicality, mentally, emotionally, everything for the club, Manchester United. Another news for Manchester United is Garnacho complaining about the fact that he has been in the squad, the whole of the Europa League campaign, and he was only played 20 minutes. He was only played 20 minutes in the final. I think every player would be frustrated of him not being able to, play and show what he has to do. But he also needs to understand that for every match, especially the final, there's always a game plan. If it doesn't match the plan of the coach, it's not the coach's fault. But to me, I think Amorim was supposed to have changed players early enough in that game. He changed player late. Garnacho was only able to play 19 minutes. And to him, he felt that was not enough. He forgot that players also affect the game in 10 minutes and in 5 minutes. But he's upset. There is a possibility that he might leave. And there's a possibility that he might stay. Finally, let's go to Tottenham. Big and get Postecoglou. It says he always wins things in his second season, and he has shown that, and he has won things in his second season. This was the same Tottenham team that the born winners, or the winners, like Conte was not able to win a trophy, Jose Mourinho was not able to win a trophy. Yes, he was not allowed to play a final, but he has come and he has won a trophy for them after 17 years of winning a major trophy. So I think he should stay. I think they should keep him for at least one more season. This season has been ravaged with injuries and a whole lot. This season it should be recorded as one of the worst seasons in Tottenham Hotspur history by losing 21 games in the EPL out of 35 games already played. So that's a very, very bad record. I think that's one of the reasons they want him to go. Trust me, he plays beautiful football, but injuries and players not stepping up and actually derail the season. So me, I think they should reward him with at least an extra year after winning the Europa League. And trust me, I think players will play for him. Please tell me what you think about all these stories I've spoken out today. Tell me what you think about what Manchester United need to do, your own opinion, what they need to do for next season so that they won't find themselves in this same situation. Hit the like button. Please subscribe to this channel if you are new to this channel. I give updates like this every single time. I give sweet and nice content like this every single time. Please subscribe, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments. Until I come my way again next time, I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.